But yes, welcome to the MYM Podcast. I put Phoenix up there still. Podcast episode. Oh shoot, I forgot to make it 4. I gotta edit it. Dummy. Oh, back up. All right, 4.
All right, first time I'm interviewed.
Oh gee,
my God.
the now famous Karess. The ingenious Karess.
Usually it's me that interviewing people because I'm a recruiter, so I should be on the other side. But right now, I'm the one interviewed. So
I'm interviewing the interviewer. But yeah, dude, I'm super excited. I usually stream while I'm at work, so I usually don't catch your streams, but your name travels around the MYM circles very well, and now with you're the ingenious badge holder. It's pretty cool. So how did you get the decal when you found out?
Absolutely. Yeah,
that's cool.
I put it right away on my level.
Oh yeah.
I just put it when you start the map, you just see it. I just put it right in front of your face. I'm like, see, I got it.
Which map though? You have 800 maps. I was going through.
It's just Parta right now. It's just Parta. I might put it on another one. It's just I've been asking the devs if you win again, what's happening? Do you have another decal or something? And you don't have anything right now. So I'm waiting for another outpost to be I'm going to apply with another outpost, but I want to have an update, maybe an evolution or a sticker for the numbers of time you win or something like this. I'm just waiting, but I have another outpost that is ready for the devs. Absolutely.
Well, you gotta go for brutal and all the other ones, so you can have all 4 on every outpost. Then it's just rub it in. I got all of them.
Well, the thing is, I suck. I really suck at artistic things. I can make you something abstract that looks cool, but there's no point of this. I can put stickers on a pile of shit and make it look kind of nice, but that's pretty much it. So artistic, I don't think I will get it.
Right.
I'm more it's easier for me, for example, to revisit or to design the inside of an outpost than actually the outside of it.
Okay.
Just I'm pretty sure I have ADHD. I'm gonna have a test really soon, and with also a bit of autism. So I'm struggling a lot on very specific types of things. And for example, locating myself into space or imagining something in 3D. This is something that I can't do. So when I want to shape something for a map, every time it looks like shit because I have no image in my mind, or I have no image in my brain to work with. So I'm like, well, it's gonna be another bedrock, weird angle shit outpost, and let's see how it works.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that though. It's perfectly fine to not do an artistic outside as long as the base itself is solid.
Yeah. I mean, what I suggest to any builders for Meteor Maker is just to build their own way. I've been trying to do brutal to fun. It's most fun. It's so large. It can be so much thing that if I'm chasing the titles for the POB, fun can be very challenging as it could be very easy. I really don't know how they can judge something fun or not. I wanted to try brutal, but the thing is I don't like brutal things. I really like some the beachy, spicy setup where you don't understand what's happening and you have to look around to understand how it's working. So I really love this kind of outpost. And if you kill me with this, well, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind. I'm like, good job, man. But what I suggest to people is to build their own way. It's just like if they build something brutal or with a lot of pressure inside a room, just making sure that you enjoy it yourself, and if you don't enjoy it or you just like instant die, even if you know perfectly the base, it might not be something that people will enjoy on their side. Like, I know a couple of people that are trying to do the most impossible base, and for me, I'm like, there is no point in that. Like, I can understand the challenge of being the most, like, the hardest map in Meteor Maker.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think that people that are chasing this, they forget one important thing is just to have fun
Mm-hmm.
and make the levels fun for everyone. It's kind of tricky. Like, I cannot blame anyone because everyone has his own perception of fun. Um, but that's my perception of a game. It's like I'm trying to make something fun and ingenious. Obviously, I'm gonna put pressure on you, but I don't want to be something that like have 15 sentinels. Like it's a wall of sentinels.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, this is
Mm-hmm.
not something that I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the old plasma spam. Basically, you just walk into a room and it's nothing but plasma and flame traps and.
Yeah, there is no point in that. You see that everywhere. Is you're like, yeah, another base like this.
Yeah, it was
There's
it
no
was
point.
it was all too common.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess just give us, where how you got to here, basically. Like, what's your background? I personally enjoy this because, like, I don't know, video games is just a giant part of my life. So like it's cool to hear, like, people playing the same games, or like we had this we same systems and stuff like that. So
Um. So, I've been thinking about it. So just before the stream.
hmm
So I remember that uh, the first game I remember I was playing. I think it was a game called Adibu. I don't know if you have this here.
you said
Uh,
edible.
it, yeah, it's just a small yellow guy, and you do like homework with him, and with depending of your notes that you have with the homework, you unlock new games, so you can have more fun with it.
Okay.
I remember this. Um, I also remember playing a lot of Rayman 2
Okay.
when I was at my cousin place. But the first, let's say, console that I
hmm
owned was a Game Boy, a Game Boy Color.
Okay.
And this is where I really started to be like, yeah, this is gonna be something nuts for me. And I started to play on Pokemon, the very first version. So the red, blue, yellow,
hmm
and I spent
hmm
so many hours on it. Um, and yeah, after that, I got the PlayStation 2, and I got really into this. Um,
Who was your
After
Pokemon?
that,
Who I gotta ask? Who was your Pokemon starter in any of them?
so the thing is, in French, the name of the Pokemon are different.
hmm
So I can tell you in French. So
Okay.
it's Carapuce. So the final evolution of his Pokemon is Blastoise, I think.
Yes, another Squirtle squad.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
This is the
Squirtle.
best one.
Oh, he
Yeah,
was, dude. He was,
this
yeah,
he's the best. He's the
yeah,
best, and Blastoise is freaking badass. Like
yeah.
this is my one of my favorite Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably one of my favorites of all time. Blastoise.
Yeah, I
Yeah, man.
mean the first version is like,
Yeah. And then in the
uh,
the games that we had, he was like a chunkers too. He was like, brr. Yeah,
yeah,
they made him
big
like
and
really
panda.
big. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I remember. Look at us, boomers we are. The first version was the best.
Yeah, finding out, realizing now how broken that game was with like badges and stuff, and
Yeah,
psychic type
yeah.
Pokemon were just ridiculous.
Well, you know what? It's just like we were kids and we're
Oh
just having
yeah.
fun with like a freaking new trend coming from Japan. And you were like, fuck
Hmm.
yeah, like let's go. We have like 150 Pokemons to catch. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
So yeah, after this and the PlayStation, um, so I played a lot of strategic games. Even on PlayStation, I was playing Age of Empires 2,
Okay.
Command and Conquer. A
Hmm.
huge fan of Command and Conquer. Um, GTA also. I've been a huge fan of GTA. But the thing is, when I started to have my computer, I'm I started to have like strategic games. Uh, it was obviously more handy than on consoles, and this is where I was like, yeah, like I'm a big fan of strategic games, and like I'm gonna go for a jump forward,
Hmm.
because like I've been playing on my laptop and on different laptops. I played like Left 4 Dead, some FPS and everything,
Hmm.
but things really changed for me. I think it was in 2018 when I really started to be addicted to one game that was, well, it's still called, by the way, There Are Billions. And There Are Billions, it's like Meteor Maker. It's the a game that the first moment I played it, I knew I'm gonna spend like so much time on it. And I'm actually going to check because uh this is my most played game ever, and I have 4,000 hours on it.
Oh my god.
So yeah, it's just like there are some things in my life. This is why I say that I might be autistic a bit. It's just like there are some very specific things in my life when I'm getting into it. It's like I'm going hard on it. And so There Billions, that was that game. So I played, I think, among the 4,000 hours, I might have played the normal game like survival, because you start on a random generated map and you have to build your colony among like
Hmm.
thousands of infected on the map. Um, I played maybe like 200 hours of this mod, and then they released the map editor. And this is where I spend the rest of my time on this game. It's on creating content, and this is where I started to learn coding, level designing, balancing the difficulty, because I was managing different difficulties like the easy one, medium,
Hmm.
hard, and really hard. I was also developing some concept about the game, so like very specific. Um, how can I say that? Like I've been the initiator of some gameplay in the game, um, and that have been reproduced after by a lot of players, especially the Chinese community, because the Chinese community on this game is really hard, and like they go hard on it, and they're a huge fan of this game. Um, but yeah, I spent so many hours. I created campaigns. So I spent a lot of my time on it, and it actually gave me a new idea of what I would love to do beside recruiting, because recruiting for me is like a career path I'm gonna have for the next couple of years, and then pretty sure and I'm pretty confident that I'm gonna switch to something else. It's just because like level designing, narrative narrative designer, for
Hmm.
example, creating a story, creating mechanics, plots, designing levels, thinking about new mechanics and everything is something that I really love. And this is, well, actually the thing that I like. This is actually the thing that Meteor Maker attract me. Like for example, Meteor Maker allows you to explore so many different things, and you have to think out of the box every time to, well, find actually new um, new ways to have fun, new ways to kill, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw this game and I discovered the construction part, I was like, this thing is super dangerous for me. And
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, 1,400 hours on the official game. Plus, do I have the beta version of this? No, it's not here anymore.
When did the beta come
Uh,
out?
so the beta went on last February. It was for 2 weeks. It was open for 2 weeks. Um, but I think like I played maybe. It was the end of the 2 weeks when I discovered this game. So I was depressed when I heard like it was like 5 days left. I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna spend my last 5 days on this. And yeah, among these 5 days, I spent maybe uh easily maybe 50, 60 hours. Easily.
Wow.
Yeah, just I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I really fell in love in this game, and it just I love the fact that Meteor Maker gives you the asset to build a level so easily, and you can like build anything you want. Obviously you can have like the worst uh like kind of shit ever, but at the same time you can find the best outpost. I'm sure there are plenty of outposts that are super good, super ingenious, or fun, brutal, artistic that I've never seen, and I wish I could see them. But this is what is cool about Meteor Maker, is like you can see that at any time,
Yeah.
and that's what I enjoy about the game.
Yeah. It's literally never the same outpost back to back. It's always
Yeah,
something new. So.
I agree. Yeah,
Mhm.
this is the charm of a game.
Yeah. So. So then, yeah. I mean that's basically how you got to here. So how do you feel about the game as it is now? You said you had a bunch of points, so
Yeah.
strap in.
So I've been play tested for behavior a couple of times. Um, Obviously, I cannot say what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
But what is cool and what I can say to the community is that um, they are aware and they listen to the community, which is really, really, really appreciated and really cool. Their team is really cool too. Like I have nothing to say about this. Like they are really into fixing bugs and everything. Now, why bugs are triggered or whatever, I have no idea. But um, how do I feel about the state of the game? I think I'm gonna say the pre-sector 2 and what I've seen of a sector 2. Um, so before the sector 2, we had a couple of issues, and we still have a couple of issues that are still on sector 2. Um, I think the game offers you enough opportunities to find new ways to trap the raiders. It's, in my opinion, pretty fair. Even like I think the shield needs like a slight nerf. I really think it does. Maybe like the perfect window. When the time range when you can have a perfect block, maybe reducing it, or I don't know, something like this. Um, and I think it's pretty fair. It just like for new players, it's kind of rough, especially when you're starting. The I would say that the tutorial is pretty basic, which is cool in a sense because it doesn't deliver you any information. And Meteor Maker is try and retry, so both on rating and building. However, I think that the building part is much more complex than the rating part, and this is where the game struggles to attract people, because when you see, for example, you're a new player and you see well, for example, I'm gonna take myself because I'm a speedrunner. You see me zooming in your base, you're like, well, I just spent an hour trying something, and this guy just like finished my base in 30 seconds. So I really think there is a work to do there. I'm not saying that behavior should take the ends of the new players and see and be like, hey, look at all the things you can do, but just like giving general ideas of what's possible, and then people are just like fucking around with what they saw. Um, I forgot what I wanted to say. Uh, the yeah, oh yeah, for the current server game. So yeah, there is this part where I think behavior need to teach a bit more for the players, and also the community has its own part to do about like showing stuff, sharing knowledge, and everything. So I think there is something to do here. About the bugs and everything in the game. So what I think, and I'm not sure about it, it's just like my speculation is that there are some weird bugs that shouldn't happen, and I think behavior is doing that on purpose to see how the community is going to react.
Okay.
Like, for example, the holocube piston, which is like an absolute nightmare. And for me, it's like one of the toxiest thing you can have, because, well, it's not that toxic because like you can easily dodge that by just grappling the wall or the ceiling. But it just feels like sometimes behavior is trying to see if like how the community going to react to something, right?
Mhm.
Obviously, for example, when um, the DBD blocks were bugged with the flames that were able to shoot through it,
Mhm.
I think that was intended,
Mhm.
because obviously, if you have a huge player base of DBD and they hear the bug about the DBD pack in Meteor Maker, DBD players would be like, oh, that could be fun. Because also, from what I heard, because I don't know the DBD community, apparently this is very toxic. So that would make sense. I'm not saying that everybody from DBD is toxic, but I was like, well, you know what? That would make
Yeah.
sense. That would make sense. But it's just like there's a couple of stuff. Obviously, they're not made on purpose, but I think there's some others that I made on purpose. And I do think that the Auto Pistons is something um, that is made on purpose. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think they are trying new stuff with the wall-based community, like the wall player base, to see if it's something that could work, or can they like, do they have an idea of a trap that could do that by its own,
Okay.
and how like recovering data to see, okay, so the piston with the pulverized mod, it's too fast, maybe we can have a trap that can do something similar, a bit slower, but that can be also fair for both sides. So I don't know, it's
Yeah.
maybe
It's
I'm wrong, maybe I'm not. It's just, for me, there are some bugs I'm like, no, that's guys. Guys,
yeah.
no.
Yeah,
So
like the
yeah,
incinerator second wave thing from the very start of it. You know, that was kind of like an oopsie.
yeah. If you're just like some stuff, it's just too big to be like, it's not made on purpose.
Mm,
It wouldn't make sense.
right.
And so yeah, that's pretty much it for the pre-launch of Sector 2. Obviously, there's also the replays that are bugged. Well, on Steam at least, like your replay is bugged at at 57 seconds. Like it blocked at after 57 seconds. Like even if you in your replay you're at 57, or if you pause it, you put it again, you read it again, but if the 57 seconds have passed, it stay blocked.
Oh,
So I don't,
really?
yeah, I don't know why, but like you just have to leave the map, because if it's only also happening with Steam players. It's not happening with other like platform. It's just with Steam players. I have no idea why.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, well, obviously, new sector, new bugs. There is a decal that is sucking your ammo. There is the plasma cloud that is invisible. The bolt shot that is not triggering splatter anymore, which is like kind of sad because this is a huge part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I don't know. It's just like are they also doing this because new players might come at the sector too? It's just like the
Mm-hmm.
splatter. Why the splatter is working from one version to another if you don't actually change any data about them?
Right.
Just like it feels wrong that something that was working properly is not working anymore. It's just, I don't know. Like, maybe I'm accusing a bit too fast because I've also been a tester in video games before. Well, in the LQA part, so meaning like all the text inside a video game,
Mm-hmm.
and usually you go from one build to another, and suddenly the new build is not working, and the next day it's working, and then it's not working again, and you're asking the devs like, "What's happening? Did you change the code of something?" And they're like, "No, we just like put 3 pictures," and suddenly everything is like falling apart, and you don't know
Wow.
why. Yeah, it's pretty common whenever you are testing a video game, when you are changing like the slightest thing. Sometimes like your entire game is fucked because you don't put the right size of picture somewhere. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, obviously it's not that, but it's just you image it. Sometimes games can react in a weird way, and you have no idea why. And I'm pretty sure Meteor Maker is this kind of game, but there is also maybe a part of it where it's made on purpose.
Right. Because there's so many moving parts with like the way traps interact that you never know. Like adding something could like screw something up with something completely unrelated to it.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
agree. Yeah,
yeah. But I mean, the good thing, like you said, the good thing is that they're listening. They're listening to us. That you don't get that a whole lot in a lot of games. Like to have your devs actually like change stuff, and like the Ravager got a little bit of a buff, and I was looking at the patch notes, and some stuff got like start times like decreased, and like reload times changed. It's like they do little things to let you know that they're listening at least.
yeah,
So it's
yeah. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
no,
Sorry.
you're good. You're good. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just saying that so when the Ravager came out, it was completely busted.
Oh, it was too strong.
It's just like one of the things that make me stop playing Meteor Maker for a couple of days. I was like, no, that's absolutely bullshit. And then they completely destroyed it. I was like, yeah, absolutely, the Ravager needs a nerf, but it doesn't need to be annihilated like this,
Mm-hmm.
because like the spread was shit, the attack speed was shit, and basically you could just use the enforcer and it was like the
Mm-hmm.
same effect but better. So now I haven't seen the new Ravager. I'm really excited to see them, and I'm really hoping that they're gonna be way better, because I think the Ravagers have a very good potential when you are using them in close quarter, because I really think they need high attack speed. It's just, for me, the spread of the missiles when they got released, it was like when they were shooting, it was like half of a map, and you're like, come on, bro,
Yeah,
come
you
on.
get caught from across the map, and it's just like the Ravager all the way back there got you. It's like
Yeah,
what?
yeah. And like it doesn't have any it doesn't have a implant mod, optic implant mod. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like he saw you from far away, he shoots, and you
Yeah.
die. You're like, cool.
Oh, jeez. The rabbit, poor Ravager.
Yeah.
It'll be cool to see the They said it was horizontal, but how horizontal we'll have to take a look at. But what's one thing you'd like to see changed about MYM?
That's actually a good question. I didn't well, I told you that I didn't prepare anything, but this one I was not really expecting. Like, I completely forgot this question. That's actually a good question. What I would love to see change or added.
Yeah,
So is it change or
that's what I
added?
was thinking. Like those two questions kind of go hand in hand. Like
Oh
you could
yeah, yeah.
say
Sorry, because I
added
also have
and
a question
changed are
there.
kind of
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
same thing almost. So I might
yeah.
just delete. I might just combine the two questions. So just one thing you'd like to see, different about MIM.
I think a purpose.
So like like
Um,
lore or like a story.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Something like bring me some more. Bring me something because we all know that we're the rating outpost for centides, blue parts, cells, and to grind the levels and the rank. But it would be nice to have like small, you discover piece by piece, like for example for each sector you have a new lore that you have to play to understand what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of a sector, for example, depending of, I don't know, the choice of the players or the way, I don't know, just like the way the sector has been played will affect the next sector somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, um, let's say for example you have a chimera project where everyone can spend cells or something, and for example you might have like three different projects, like for example a new suit, a new trap, a new, I don't know, like new weapon or something, and people can actually spend resources on one of these let's say item, and so others can also spend on this item too or on the other one, and the one that receives the most investment will be part of a next sector, and the other ones, I don't know, will come later on. I don't know, it's just like
Okay.
having something that you can invest and you choose the future of the game. That would be cool. Like for example you have three items you can invest in, and you got one when a new sector is released, you got a new one, but you can also invest in the two others. So it means you still have something to invest in, and I don't know, it's just like kind of a research that you gain at the end of a sector.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's something like this, maybe, or maybe it's individual, like you have three items and you take the one you want for the end of a sector, and the two other ones you will have them in the next sector.
Okay. Yeah. Like different. Yeah. Trying to equate it to like some other game, but I know what you mean. Like
Just a purpose.
yeah,
Just give
something.
me a purpose, something that excites me, and something that also give me the need to grind.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously in like normal proportion, I would say, but like give me, for example, like I said, it's just like a random idea. Like among the three items, I need to gather 100,000 cells or whatever. And if I'm investing that at the end of a sector, I will have, for example, all the trap with all the mods. Or if I'm not investing in total, I will have just the trap with a second wave mod, or
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just like give me a purpose. Give me something like, yeah, give me a reward that I want. Like put the carrot in front of me. Like I want to eat it, obviously. So make it big, and let me run after it.
Yeah, something outside of just grinding for Gen Mat or Synthite or the blue parts. Like it seems like it's just like rinse and repeat right now.
Yeah, pretty much. And when you have already all the stuff that you want, there is no, like, you're just playing for fun. And
Hmm.
this is why I think Meteor Maker really needs a purpose to continue living. And I think a great way to do that is adding lore and also a reason for grinding. Like, you you constantly grind something,
Hmm.
like, and actually something you want. So it's even more motivating because you know that you are investing time into something that you want. So
Hmm.
it's even more motivating.
Yeah, like yeah, I didn't know until yesterday that the codex was even a thing in the options menu to like read the lore on stuff and traps and whatnot. Like you don't. This
For
apparently
example,
apparently it was told to you at, like it was highlighted at the beginning of the game, and I just never checked it. And it's just like
yeah,
the lore is just kind of like was seemed like it was just kind of like pushed aside because you get like that
for
little
example,
you get the cutscene at the beginning when you first start, and then it's like, all right, play.
good luck.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like having an introduction or just a PvE scenario of like the creation of the traps, the guards, something. I don't know.
Mhm.
Just like give matter, give your game to life, because the codex is nice, but if you have nothing but the community to do things, that's cool. Maybe even ask the community. Like, you have, for example, like, you want to release a scenario, but like, for example, a scenario to, for example, the to show the creation of the enforcer, for example. And you can actually ask the community to build an outpost that would be selected for this scenario.
Mhm.
So there's plenty of things that can be done. It's just, I think with the small team, they cannot obviously do everything at the same time. They need to fix bugs first.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
but the thing is, I see plenty of things to make the community more active, because this is a game with a community based. And so if you make the community participating into the construction of a lore, or sometimes you might have the devs that is going to challenge the dev are going to challenge the community, something like this. I think this is really good for the game, because Meteor Maker can have like such a great future with like all the potential. I'm sure I'm missing so much about all the other ideas. I just like shared with you a couple of ideas, but
Mhm.
there's so much more you can do in this game. I'm just like really excited to see what's gonna be next.
Yeah. I think the idea that you had with having the players create like a PvE type experience where like you at the end of it you get like a chunk of lore, or like you said, like it shows you the creation of like the enforcers or different traps, or even like I was reading about the freaking hornets and like they become like they join in groups and stuff, like something like that. I don't know, just something to like. And at the end, you get like a cutscene or like a story that you can like read and something.
Yeah,
Give us something.
absolutely. Just like give life to your game.
Mm-hmm. It's a player created you like game, so like we're here like
And
that.
we love the game, so
Yeah,
feed us.
yeah, right. They did even come out with I think I saw it on Twitter. They have the devs made 5 maps that you can go through. It's under like if you search for Mastermind, they made 5 like maps with all the new stuff that you can run through, and they were like, oh, can you do it in an hour and a half? It's like stuff like that. Give us more of that.
Okay. I remember that during the open beta, any champion outpost was a dev outpost.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was
Oh,
really really
wow.
cool. Like, we were all noobs. Well, most of us, because there was also the closed alpha, so there was like a
Hmm.
couple of alpha players.
Hmm.
But most of us, we were all noobs. But that was cool because we saw the devs and like their work on building outposts and everything. And I found the idea so cool to have like champion outposts from devs. Um, I I think right now they cannot keep up with the base with the amount of players, because obviously, like having a champion outpost, uh, a new champion outpost every week requires a lot
Hmm.
of brainstorming. Well, even me, like I'm struggling right now to find new fun setup. I'm taking my time, so Like sometimes they're gonna spend 2, 3, 4 hours on just one specific setup. So like building a base, it takes time, depending on how efficient you want it. Um, so obviously you cannot do that. Like devs cannot have a new outpost every week, except if they have an AI able to build this.
Right. Get
But
ChatGPT to build bases.
yeah, I was thinking about that, but I don't know. It just like I found it really cool in beta. Uh, it would have been nice to have something like this with a current game. However, I understand why they didn't do it. It's basically because they cannot keep up with the amount of outposts that are gonna be raid and the number of outposts you can create in a week or even in a day. So like it's fair.
Right. What's your favorite part of Vim?
Bull shots.
So I don't know. Everybody's like, oh, Karess with the bolt shot. Like, what is it about the bolt shots? Is it because you can do the acid stuff, or like what is it about the bolt shot? I think the people would want to know.
I mean, I wish I could have. I wish I should have shared with you a couple of my clips to show how versatile the bull shot can be. Um, it's just like you have so many ways to play with a bull shot that even me, I think I don't master it because right now I'm on. Uh, so, for example, when you're using a grenade launcher, like a bomb ejector, you usually split the grenades because this is more efficient because you cover a bigger, bigger area, right? So to to explain how far I'm going with bull shot, I'm currently working on the split of the bolts with a hunter mod with a relentless. So it means that a couple of bolts are going to follow you. The rest of the bolts are going forward. And the thing is, if you're fast enough, you get killed by the one that goes straight. If you're not fast enough, you get killed by the one that follows you. And if by any chance you dodge bolts, there is something else that is going to explode on your feet if you're a speedrunner. So it's just like crazy the things you can do with a ball shot. It's just like you need to take time. I don't know if you can share it right now um on your stream. But I can look for a couple of like um uh, clips. There you go. I have the word.
Right.
But for example, where should
we do
share the
like
clip?
share screen? Can we do like a share screen?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna remove a couple of stuff because last time I I showed my password, so I don't want to do that again. So yeah, let me share my screen. Where is it? I'm sorry, I'm not used to this.
Don't worry about it. Take your time. What's going on, bombs?
Yeah, so you should be able to see it now. Let me know when you have in big screen. So, for example, this one is a setup. So I called it the Hunter Reverse, but I prefer the butt shot.
Hold on, let me get the make sure the screen's up.
Yeah, no problem. Just
Okay.
tell me
You're
when you're ready.
good to go now. You're all over the stream.
So I would rather call this one a butt shot, and you can understand why. I'm gonna speak also during the video, so I'm gonna
No, you're
I'm
good.
gonna shut myself. But here we go. There you go.
Wait, what? How did that reach that far?
So that's the thing, because Um, so I can explain you this one, for example, when
So when did it see
obviously.
him?
So the thing is, it's against the speedrunners, and so basically here, so the DMS that you see in front of me should disappear, and it will be a piston. So what I'm doing is I'm giving move speed to the speedrunner because I want him to have speed.
Okay.
And why I want him to have speed is because well, you saw that I want to kill him when he's going down.
Mm-hmm.
So
So where does it see
here,
him?
here
Oh, you can see
the
it.
radar triggers.
You can see it
Yeah,
in the
you can
bottom
see.
right.
Yeah. So he triggers here the ball shot, but the ball shot is already far away. I think it's like it's 5 to 6 cubes away from him, even maybe 7.
Uh-huh.
So the things that you need to know about the Hunter mod is that the mod is aiming the feet of a raider. So which means that whenever I pull the raider down, like I force the raider to go down, the bolts are also going down, but they are also going down because of the gravity.
Mm-hmm.
So it means that I can play with the speed and the gravity and the aiming of the hunter to surprise the raider in a very weird angle. And this is what I'm doing here. So he triggers the bolts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to slow it down. Obviously, I'm also going to remove the sound because it's going to be a nightmare. Maybe in 0.5 for now. So
So
it
it's
triggered the
solid.
bull shot. Yeah, the bull shot is triggered here. And now I'm just uh, leaving the path open so the raider can jump. And the thing is, as the bolts was launched on the right because he was going fast on the right, and the raider is like in the line of sight of a hunter mod. This is also something that I'm explaining in different videos because like the hunter mod have a very specific area of trigger. Like for example, um, how I can explain this. So like when you're using the bull shot, you have, well, at least with the hunter mod, you have to use the hunter mod at least at 3 to 4 cubes away from the raider for maximum potential of kills. Why? Because the thing is, if you have a raider passing just in front of the bull shot with the hunter mod, the line of sight will never have the time to trigger all the bolts. Like the bolts won't have the angle of the raider because the line of sight of the mod is too tight. But
Mm-hmm.
the further away you are from the bull shot, the greater the angle is, which
Right.
means that you have more chance to have the raider getting chased by the arrows if he's far away from the bull shot.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to play with this, but also with the laterality of the mod. Because if you go straight forward, like how I can say that, like if you go straight in front of the bull shot, uh, but not in towards him, but like for example, you have your bull shot on your left, and you go just like straight forward, the bull shot will never kill you. So that's why the bull shot is so interesting because you can kill someone from very far away and you just have to get used to the gravity and the aiming of a hunter mod. It's pretty tricky, but it's really, 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 really good. I can show you, for example, um, another bull shot. So this bull shot is a bull shot with no mods, and it came from another bull shot that I made. So it was on diagonal. So this one is like vertical,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like fires horizontally. And the first one that I tried without mods, it was diagonal one that was able to kill a speedrunner from one side of a map to the other without mods.
Wow.
So this one, I wanted to do it with the arrows shot horizontally, and this is how it's working. Bull ox, yeah, this is pretty disgusting. There you go. So
That's so far away.
Yeah, and the thing is, you have even more in this map. I'm going to like show the ideas that I have in this map on YouTube, but this is the kind of ideas that I have. And basically, here you just need a ball shot, and that's it. Like it's just 50 capacity, and you kill any speedrunner.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and as you can see, um, I'm just yeah. So the ball shot is on the left here, so it's like almost on the limit of a map.
Mm-hmm.
So he's already far away from me. But the thing is, as I'm going fast and the bolts are also delayed because I'm trying the trap from far away,
Mm-hmm.
I I made that the timing is absolutely perfect and you feel safe until well you die.
So you're using the
It's just
gravity of the bolts themselves
yes.
to do the okay. Wow, that's
So
so far. Holy shit.
So the thing is why also my path is going down. It's obviously for the bolts. So my path is following the arc of the bolts, and that's why you have to learn this. You have to make sure that whenever you're using bolts, you have to understand that there is gravity. So it means that you will have to change your path somehow if you want to kill them with ball shot, obviously.
Right. Wow.
So there is this one. And this one was actually the original idea.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just gonna pause it, and I'm sorry.
There you go.
So on the left here, when you don't see the corrosive, like you see the corrosive cube, and after that there is a hole. So this is where the bolt shot is, and he's like almost on the ground to the left,
Mm-hmm.
like really at the bottom left to me, like on the ground and on the wall of the limit of the map. And so I was trying to see how far I can get killed by this.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wow. Holy crap. So that's behind. Is that like? Oh, so the corrosive cubes are a little bit above it, so we can still see them, right?
Yeah, so the thing is like for now the corrosive cube is more like just to be
It's a
like
distraction kind of thing.
don't go through this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so this map I finished it, but I need to rework it again. It's just like I really love the way that you can kill speedrunners because people are like, "Oh my god, this is so hard to kill speedrunners." No, you just need space and a ball shot, and that's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
And this ball shot that you see down there actually also triggers I don't know if we're gonna see at the end of a map of the video. No. So this bullshit that you see on the screen actually destroy a piston on the other side of a map that triggers a DMS that kills a speedrunner just in case he didn't get killed by the arrows.
Wow. So if he like dodges the arrows still go forward. And...
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
So it's
That's
pretty
crazy.
crazy stuff. Just like there's also another one. Uh, yeah, this one also. Uh, Maybe not because this one is not the right one. I'm sorry, I'm sharing so much stuff.
No, you're good. That's what
Maybe
this shows
maybe
people
well.
the your how you operate really.
All right. Yeah. This is this one. So this one um So Snail is a speedrunner and he is trying to go as fast as possible. So he speedrun like most of my maps and he's also speedrunning other maps. He's a very very nice guy. So if you will also want to check out his speedruns, it's really cool. But here is a setup that I call the bold paler. So what's happening here is that I'm killing a speedrunner. Well, I show you this and let me know if you understand it. There you go.
Wait,
So,
so where are the bolts coming? Where are the bolts at, though?
so the thing is, when he lands, when Snail,
I heard them
when
go off. I just didn't. I don't
yeah,
know where they.
so Snail, when he's going to walk on the cube right in front of him, he's going to trigger a ball shot that is like on his right,
Okay.
like but under the stairs, obviously that you see. Like here, you see the stairs, and under this, there's a ball shot.
Okay.
So yeah, see the hollow cube
Yes.
to the left. So this is where there's the ball shot, but the ball shot is like far away from it. It's like 4, no, maybe 5 to 6 cubes away. So
I
he
heard. Yeah.
triggers the ball shot. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you heard it.
But then
And
where?
did you? The ball shot goes through the opaque cursive cube that you just saw
Oh, does it
here.
trigger an explosive bolt?
Yes. So
Spear trap.
exactly. So the ball shot, well, the bolts are going through the cursive you see on the screen right now,
Right.
and then destroy the impaler with self-destruct on the other side. So I timed it so any speed runner got killed by this.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I can't. I would never figure this out. That's ridiculous.
And so
Jeez.
that's well, that's it for sharing everything. But I have like plenty of different things. Like I shared a setup where you can actually throw bombs over your wall. So like you have bombs that you like your bomb ejector launch bombs, but with the peak, the bombs go up,
Uh-huh.
then bounce on your roof and go on the other side of the wall. So it means that you can kill a raider. Like for example, it was in front of the like if it was in front of the bomb ejector. I wish I could show you that. Like
Mm-hmm.
but it's called the rooftop explosive, and I put it on YouTube. But basically, raiders, when they hear a bomb ejector, where do they go? If they are coming back where it's safe. But the thing is, I set up a bomb ejector that throw grenades up in the air and then go down through the ceiling, um, and hit the safe spot. But the thing is, you will never guess that you have bombs coming through this way.
Yeah.
So it's just like plenty of things that I like to work with. Just having fun messing around with like explosive, and this is why also I love the ball shot, because with the ball shot and also the bomb ejector, but the ball shot, you can do so many things.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can kill people, like you can kill raiders for the corrosive cube. Like for example, if they're going super fast, I did that on one of my outposts. So for example, it go through some corrosive,
Mm-hmm.
and if you're fast enough, you will dodge them. But the thing is, they go through another layer of corrosive, and the other side there's the impeller that explodes.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't, well, if you're not fast enough, you get killed by the bolts of like going through the first layer of all the cubes. So it's not all the cubes of the corrosive cubes. It's just like super abstract right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wishing to have more time to work on this, because this is like fun setup that I have and I want to share with people. It's just like to see that the potential of the ball shots, we don't exploit it uh, as much as we think, and I'm pretty sure there is so much more to do
Mm-hmm.
about it. So much more.
Like I feel like we need specific mods for each trap kind of thing. Like there's not enough unique mods. Like could you imagine like like rubber arrows, like it can bounce the bolts around a corner kind of thing, or like I don't know, something to like differentiate traps other than like you get, you know, it explodes and then the second wave, and it's like give us a little something unique. I know they do have unique, some of them have unique mods, but like a
Yeah,
little something different.
I feel you. I feel you on about this. It just like it feels like we've reached our limits with the current mods we have, and there is no exciting mod. Especially, for example, I was not very excited about the explosive claw, but suddenly I figured out how to use it, and I was like, "That's freaking smart." It's very situational, but that's freaking cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, whenever you are in a tight area and you cannot put a like you cannot place an impaler explosive impaler because the pikes are going into a cube or something,
Mm-hmm.
well, guess what, put a claw just put a claw with some pressure, and the
Mm-hmm.
raider is going to slash the claw and destroy it, because obviously it's going to be something dangerous for him.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, if you lock this raider into a tight area, well, the explosion is going to do the rest. So it's not super exciting, I agree, but I think we really need to think out of the box for some mods, even for the Grand Sacrifice. I'm not a huge fan of it, and to be honest, it's in my opinion, it's quite contrary between the distance that Cannonbag can shoot and the fact that he has to run towards the raider to explode, and if it gets killed before the explosion, he's completely useless.
Yeah.
So
So then you're wasting the cap space for
yeah,
nothing.
I don't know. Or maybe, you put a cannon back in the middle of a path, and you block the raider with like two cannon backs. I don't know. It just it doesn't feel natural. Like
Mm-hmm.
the Grand Sacrifice doesn't feel natural on the cannon back. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just me that didn't spend enough time on it. But pretty sure it's this, but
Mm-hmm.
I not a huge fan.
Yeah.
For me, something that would really change the game, or like it would be a really game changer, would be like, for example, having a mod for the grand launchers that actually it replaces bombs with decoys that actually triggers all the other traps. Like when a
Mm-hmm.
trap has a decoy in his line of sight, it triggers
Mm-hmm.
no matter what.
Okay.
So I think that would be really fun. Uh, but I think at the same time that the community is not ready for that.
It would also scare them, like the raider, into like another like, because you still think they're gonna go off, you don't know they're decoys, so like,
Yeah,
yeah, no, that would be pretty cool as a trap mod.
I don't know. It's just me, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Oh
my
yeah.
personal opinion, my personal point of
Mm-hmm.
view. It's just like I would like something to be able to trigger other things, so I can have like a freaking chain reaction. Like
Yeah.
chain reaction is actually the new meta right now. Um, well, for like if there are new players watching us, like just so you know, the new meta is chain reaction. So you have a trap that is triggering something else on top of something else, and then you have guards flanking or stuff like this. This is the way to go. Now the chain reaction have to be adapted for both slower runners and also the speed runners. So it's kind of tricky if you want to do both at the same time. Uh, but yeah,
Yeah.
chain reaction is the future, guys.
All right, so since we know what we're getting with the expeditions and stuff, you said you like speculating, so let's talk about the asset update, I guess, with the gun and the, what was it, a trap, a gun and trap that we're getting in acid, I think is what it said.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly. Uh, the thing is, I I made 3 videos about the data mining, and to be honest, they are not the most quality ones. But the thing is, during the data mining of Meteor Maker, when it was in beta, we saw plenty of spicy stuff. It doesn't mean it will be implemented into the game, but there is so much good stuff that was leaked at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, there was a weapon that was called the Javelin. And the javelin, you had different mods on it. So you had the javelin with a mod that when you throw it, it doesn't stop until it hits a wall.
Okay.
So you can hit multiple targets with it. Um, there is another one. Think I think well, now that we know how it works with mods with the weapon, I think it's just upgrades. So basically, at first you can just get through one unit, and the more you upgrade it, I think it would work like this. But basically, the javelin can go through different units, even if they're armored, and the javelin just stops when it hits a wall.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty nuts. Now, are you able to like retrieve your javelin by just pulling it to you, or are you getting pulled by the javelin? I don't know, but that would be a cool mechanic that would replace, for example, the grappling. Um,
It'd be cool to even see
Also,
like if you charge up the javelin, it would go through the armor and like kill them possibly. Like where if you just regularly throw it, it just
yeah,
goes through the armor kind of thing.
yeah. I really like the idea. It's now how you make it viable in Meteor Maker, because obviously this is pretty hard to make balance thing with so many metrics that you have to keep track. Like for example, the time that, for example, for the bolts to reach a raider, the trigger activation. Like for example, there's also mods where um, the ball shot will get activated faster, but the arrows are going slower.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is it's getting triggered, like the initial launch is longer, but the arrows are going faster.
Okay.
So you have like on the data mining, you had like very cool stuff. There's also three different type of traps. So there is the decoy launcher. So that's why I'm talking about the decoy, because the decoys, it's just like it's gonna be such a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
Like they said the laser would be a game changer.
Yeah,
Yes and no.
I feel like it's doing more harm than good at this point.
Yeah, it's just like it changed a bit, but it's not like the game changer.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the decoy launcher is the game changer, because the decoy launcher can actually like make your traps alive,
Mm-hmm.
where like the radar should be somewhere to trigger those traps. But if they got triggered by a decoy launcher, this is where things get extremely interesting, because you can do so much stuff. Like you can trigger bullshot from behind a corrosive cube, also a grenade launcher, an incinerator. You can have like so many different things you can have. um, it's just crazy all the things you can do with a decoy launcher. So I'm really excited to see this trap. I don't know if it's gonna be implemented in the game, and I really wish it will be. I think that would be my second favorite traps when it's gonna be released, if it's released.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but there is also the smoke dispenser. There is also like a kind of alarm that was triggering guards in a certain area. There is a mod, for example, for the warmonger, where the warmonger dies, it leaves a puddle of like glue, so it slows the raider. Um,
Okay.
there is for the hornets, um, they actually when they get triggered, I think this is this. When they get triggered, they drop caltrops, the little pipes
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
floor. So it slow also the raider.
Mm-hmm.
So there's plenty of things that very cool things, like more supportive things that actually things that kills you. Like there's also the cannon back. Every 3 grenades, he actually throw not a grenade but a smoke. So if you combine this mod with like the not the adrenaline, the other one that allows him to shoot faster, you can have like two guys that are shooting different times and grenades, and one is going to shoot like smokes,
Mm-hmm.
maybe the other one, but at a different rate. So it just like changed so much when you have more supportive items than actually items traps that just here to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only one that doesn't kill you, like the two that don't kill you, is the Olo and the Iron Claw. And
Yeah.
even the Iron Claw can kill you if you put them out of it.
Technically, yeah. You got to spend other cap to get the claw to kill you.
Yeah. But I'm realizing that I actually didn't. I actually didn't answer your question. What's your favorite part of Meteor Maker?
Oh no, you said the bolt trap, and then we
Uh,
went on our little bolt trap experience. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Obviously, it's like I love experimenting things with a ball trap. Um, but I'm more like a 50-50 guy. I love both sides of Meteor Maker. It's just like I would go for 51-49 just because of a bull shot in the building side.
Yeah. I, I'm 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 definitely more of a raider. Me, I don't know. But I just need to spend more time building. Honestly, I think that's what my problem is. I don't build enough to like.
Um,
Yeah.
it's just like it's fun to kill your own kinds of like obviously when you're raiding you're a certain type of raider, so you are like an inchwormer or just like a raider that is cautious, but you are also going kind of fast and you have the speedrunner. And what is cool is like, and I really hope next update you will have this kind of challenge. But it's just like killing your own kinds. Like I want to challenge speedrunners in fun ways,
Mm-hmm.
so it's just fun to do that. So whenever you are building, build as you were going to trap yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, like
I don't know.
build a
It's
base that you would die in, basically.
yeah, just in a fun way,
Mm-hmm.
but it's let's go. We're here to get killed and kill the others. So
Yeah. That's why you're able to
let's go.
test your bases. So you know.
I mean, I did you wait? Which map did you raid? Because I lost all my replays.
I just pulled up your name. I think somebody had recommended like, hey, run his maps. So I just started from the top and just started. Some of them I felt like you were like testy. So like some of them were just like a
Yeah.
little piece. So I was like, all right, I don't know I don't know if I got into any of like the meat of what maps would you recommend that I you said Sparta?
Sparta, yeah, it's the one from the POB.
Okay.
There is so the other one that I'm going to submit to the devs later on is gonna be Willards. So it's written WILLARDS.
Mm-hmm.
This one is really funky. I really love this one.
Okay.
Um, there is also Grand Lake Stream, Twin Peaks. No, Twins Peak. No, Twin Peaks. Yeah, Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks.
Mm-hmm.
This one. Maybe Hannibal. This one is kind of brutal. Not too. She's cool, but.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in Schwarmer, I would suggest you Osage City and Mower County. County.
Okay. And what I guess what name would people would we search for your maps? Would it just be is it
So
just
they just
Karess?
like, yeah, they just type Charisma, like KARESSMOUA, and they're gonna find my maps. So obviously they're gonna find possibly maps where I'm experimenting things.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are open maps. Like say if you want to understand what I'm doing, you are more than welcome to visit them. Um, some others you won't see them because it's more like it's my little thing. It's like my little like secret garden.
You have
Um,
your inactives that nobody can see.
yeah. There are some like I'm showing them on stream, but you cannot actually play them. It's just like sometimes it removes the charm of a map when you show the tricks and everything. I really like sharing like what I've been discovering in terms of setup.
Mm-hmm.
it's just like if I'm showing that to the community, well, they already know me and they already know that I'm like doing very beachy traps. Like when they know when they hear, for example, a bomb ejector, they know that it's gonna have split, but in which direction
Mm.
they don't know. So that's why they usually are extremely careful when they're playing my maps. So
Mm-hmm.
I want some kills. So
Yeah.
I'm not showing everything, but just in the end, I'm going to show this because I think this is how you make the game lives
Mm-hmm.
even longer. It's like sharing knowledge, sharing experiments, because I'm sure there's things that I never thought about and some people did. Like for example, the guy that like the ingenious map of the first round of the POB. It was very smart the way he did that because I was like, it's it's well timed, but I don't know. You don't know if it's timed or if you trigger something. So I found it like very well thought. So, like for example, this is a base that I wouldn't be able to do because I'm not a pro DMS. Like if you ask me to do something with a bullshot, I would be like, yeah, for sure, 100%. If
Mm-hmm.
you ask me to do something like very sneaky or very well timed with the DMS and stuff, I might not be the guy for that because I'm not like specialized
Mm-hmm.
in this. So like this is why I'm saying like build your own way. You will have your own style, and when you play maps, you will see like Maduka, for example, when he's playing my maps and he doesn't see my name, he's like the last time he played with Gifrock,
Mm-hmm.
and they went on one of my map, and Maduka was like, "Wait, it looks like Karess map," and Gifrock was like, "Yeah, this is his map." So just like you recognize my style of architecture.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm just trying new stuff because people knows me and they know how I build. So I'm just trying to find like new things
And then release
where I
it
can,
when it's
yeah,
ready, you
just
know?
like to just to experiment and be like, hey, I surprised you with a new setup. But it's so hard to get out something that I've spent so much time in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's tough when you. It's like I don't know. I find it when it like for streaming purposes. Like I don't want to build on stream because you're just gonna see what I'm building. So like I don't know. I gotta spend more time off stream just building.
Yeah, it's just like it's okay to share, but it's okay also to keep some stuff for
Mm-hmm.
yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like see how you can improve it, and when it's ready just release it in the wild, and after like for example you have a outpost or a p10, you can explain everything, so like you have your own little secrets, and if nobody tried to understand what was happening or was not able to understand what was happening, it's cool to share it because this is where we learn from the others, and then the initial idea gets improved by someone else, and someone else that this person will improve again the idea, and this is how the game works. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
sharing knowledge and having like layers of layers of layers of layers of improvement, and this is how you build a base. It's like usually I know that my P1 maps they won't get a lot of kills, so I'm just like watching the replays and I'm like, okay, this one is not working for this or this reason, and obviously a lot of time is because I left a hole in the map. So
It happens.
classic builders.
It happens to the best
Um,
of us.
yeah, so, well, it happens. It happens. And you know what? The worst in all of that is like I'm the one saying, "Check your base, check your fucking base, leave no hole." And I released my last map. I released it. It was like a huge chunk of it. It was like freaking open. And the thing in all of this is like all the raiders get through the entire outpost, and the opening was at the very end of a map. Nobody saw the opening at the end of a map until very arrived Gen Man. I was like, well, social experience, you know.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Well, that's basically it. The only thing you have to do is plug all of your things. Anything you want the people where they can find you? I'm gonna pull up the message, but
Uh, so for now, at first I was streaming almost every day before I started to work again. So now I'm streaming on the Friday evening EST time. I'm streaming. I wish I'm in streaming. I don't remember. I think it's around 7. Wait, let me look at this. It
mm-hmm.
will change again because I want to make sure that also the community is available to learn more. Because usually in my stream, I'm talking much more about the setups that I found. Like we're talking a lot about this.
Yeah.
It's more like again, it's more about sharing knowledge. I'm doing socials also sometimes and I'm giving advice if people wants this. But usually I'm just like talking about the setups, talking with the others like, okay, I built this setup, what do you think about it? And like people are also giving the ideas and we're all sharing about the setup. So it's really cool. We're learning from each other
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I don't know, I just really enjoy this. And by the way, it's wait. No. Well, shit. Sorry. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good, dude. Don't worry
Uh,
about
yeah.
it.
It's so on Friday it's 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. EST time. But again, it might change later on. I will make the update on my Twitch account. It's just like we all having a fun moment together, just talking about Meet Your Maker. We can talk also about the life, the week, how it has been. Like just a chill time when we talk to each other and we learn more about the game.
Mm-hmm.
And they also can find me on YouTube. So they just type my name. So Charisma, KARESSMOUA,
Mm-hmm.
and they will find. So because I'm also doing um, tutorials in French and in English.
Okay.
So
Very cool.
yeah, so it has been a while I didn't update it. Well, obviously work.
Mm-hmm.
So I will come
Yeah.
back to it because I really love doing this. But they can find already a playlist of English tutorials. So there is so for each setup there is a name for this. So there is the four weebs. So it's like the four ways bomb split. So I present a setup where you can split the bombs of a bomb ejector in four different ways. So I showed that. I showed like different, like the ball shot with the impaler, like explosive impaler. There is also the rooftop explosive, the explosive rooftop when you have the bombs going upwards instead of
Mm-hmm.
going downwards.
Right.
Um, I'm just like explaining stuff that are un- unconventional.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so just like people can have fun and have new ideas with it. Like I don't care in my bases. I don't care if it's not killing. I just want to see if it's working, and if it's working, how I can improve it. And
Mm-hmm.
this is what happened with Sparta. Sparta at first it was just like a huge pile of shit. Uh, just like a huge chunk of cubes. I didn't know what to do with this. I was trying to different types of things. So, for example, throwing the grenades into like a kind of like an underground path that was leading to the raider. I was trying plenty of different stuff. Um, and then I started to be like, okay, well, maybe I have an idea. So I started a setup. It was kind of working, but I was not like very happy about it. So I changed it again. And this is where it all started. And this is like now how the map is. Um, but yeah, don't be don't worry like it's a message for any builders. Don't worry if you don't have imagination. Just raid or just like take a break of Meteor Maker, play another game and come back to Meteor Maker, because if you love the game you will come back to it and you will have plenty of new ideas. um just like take your time. You don't need five bases to be activated at the same time. um just like deliver quality. And you will feel it when you deliver quality. You will feel it with the accolades. You will feel it with the kills. Um, like just take the time to make something fun. I know that level designing is pretty rough. Like I'm not well I'm recruiting, so I'm not recruiting specifically level designers. More like for now video game testers. Um, but I know that from my experience, like with all the talks that I had with the level designers, graphic designers, and everything, it's really tough and sometimes it can be tedious to do something. So the best thing to do is just like take a break of it and then come back to it. So you'll have fresh new ideas. Um, but just put pressure. Don't be like, I need a high kill ratio. If you do that, well, you're just gonna like make maps that are more frustrating than anything else, and it's not what Meet Your Maker is about. It's just like having fun. Obviously, there's a part of frustration because there's like a challenge behind it.
Mm-hmm.
But just like if you put 15 sentinels with like 300 incinerators all around with grapplings like iron claws, like I'm not going to play your maps. Like if I'm seeing that as the first room, I'm gonna be like, no, you want to make like an impossible map. This is not what I'm looking for. I'm just looking here to have fun. Like it has to be challenging, but I want fun. And what you're presenting me is just like just made me want to quit.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. It's not fun having to go through those bases. You know, like.
I mean, everyone has his own way
Mm-hmm.
of having fun in the game. It's just not my type, and looks like there's a lot of people that don't like this. I'm sure there are some that love this. It's just like, eh, make something more thoughtful,
Instead of just
please.
dumping everything in a room.
Yeah, instead of spending like 4,000 capacity in one room, just like try to make something fun.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. I get it. Um. I think that's it. I posted all your links in chat, so everybody go follow it.
Cool.
Go follow all those things and join his Discord.
Thank you.
There is an English general chat for those of us that don't
Yeah.
speak French. Um, so head on over there. Head over to his Twitch. Over to his Twitter, YouTube. It's all in the chat.
Yeah. Well, you can also find me on Twitter, but I'm not super active on Twitter. And if you want to find the most interesting stuff, it's on YouTube,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, I'll definitely. I don't know. Somebody that wants to get better at building, I'm definitely gonna check out. I'm gonna have to spam your videos.
Well, I hope he's gonna give you some ideas.
Yeah, you'll see. You'll see me getting the. If you ever see me winning one of those awards, people need to worry. Like, all right, he won a Pantheon award. I don't know. I'm not known for my building, so I'm barely known for my rating.
I mean, you know what? It's just like enjoy the game the way you want.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only advice I have to let people know. Like, I'm pretty sure there's some people that are grinding for the POB. Just don't put any pressure on yourself for the Pantheon of Builders. Again, at first, Sparta was a huge chunk pile of shit. I didn't know what to do with this map. I was about actually to delete the map because I had no idea about it.
Mm-hmm.
So just take your time. Have fun. Have fun
Mm-hmm.
with the setup. Even if you think that this is stupid at first, try it. And if it's stupid, that's fine. You can improve it. And then you do something else and you're gonna be like, okay, so my first idea was good, but now that I know how to improve it, then for example, you just need a ball shot with a hunter mod on it, and that's make your setup super deadly. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing. It's just like exploring stuff, expect that it's gonna fail, but also expect to learn from this and make something even better next time. Because the behavior of players, it's incredible how you learn from them. It's it's crazy how you learn from the pathing of the raiders. Like if they're all, like for example, if they're all doing a very specific thing, and if they avoid this your setup, it means that you need to change your path
Mm-hmm.
somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So they get triggered, like they got into your setup and everything got triggered. So I really suggest players to do that, to look at the replays, um, like watch what is working and what is not working. Obviously, when it's working, no need to change. And if it's not working, why it didn't work, and how I can make it work the next time. And now that you can indefinitely spawn your base, you can just improve it again and again and again and again and again and again.
Mm-hmm.
At first I was against this, but now I'm like, well, now that I'm experimenting stuff, it's cool to have level 10 and above,
Mm-hmm.
like above.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, just experiment, just have fun doing things like random shit, just even seeing a bullshot shooting through a cursive cube can give you an idea. This is dumb, but this is how I like the setup I show you with the bullshot in the impaler, like explosive impaler.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wait a minute. I saw the bullshot going through the cursive cube, and I was like, I'm losing those balls. So let's make it worth something.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
this is how I got the idea.
Yeah. It all starts from
Very good.
somewhere.
Exactly. Exactly. You have to start from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I think people have enough of my voice. I've been like talking for a very long time now.
Nah, man,
Uh,
you're good. But yeah, we've gone through everything, so I don't nothing really else to do. But we'll say bye. You
yeah.
know, we'll be back next week. We'll randomly pick somebody at some point in the next couple days. We got again. If you want to be on this, let me know. DM me, whisper me somewhere, on Discord. And we'll get you in. We'll figure out what works. You know, I'm very free. I'm very open with my schedule. But yeah, I just love talking to people. It's I didn't. I was nervous starting the podcast because, like, I don't know, I'm hosting it and talk like, but it's fun getting to chit chat with people and like pick their brains and like see how their minds work, and like everybody's got their own little different thing about the game that they enjoy, and it's a lot of fun.